Hey, it's Matt Haycox here, and this is going to be a new feature of mine, doing a weekly book review. I say weekly, hopefully I'll be reading enough books to be able to do it every week for you, but if not, we'll have to dig deep into my library. But today, I want to talk about Never Eat Alone, which is a book I've read recently by Keith Ferrazzi, or Ferrazzi, I don't know how we pronounce that. This is actually a classic networking book, which I don't know when it was first printed, but this is the updated version, which has been brought up to date to take account of social media and a lot of, let's say, more modern day networking principles. So one of the reasons that I really like this book is because I actually see myself in a lot of what's been written about. And as you guys know, if you watch any of my existing content, how I advocate for networking, how networking really has to be a part of your life and just become, so subconscious in everything that you do. And Keith, the author, he talks about how he's not a fan of formal networking events and how you really must treat your whole life as one big networking event. So I'm not going to give the book away, but just a couple of teasers to remind you why you want to be checking this one out. I always talk about one of the biggest parts of networking is that you've got to give before you receive. And something Keith talks about in here is how it's really important not to keep score, and that networking isn't I've scratched your back once, now it's time for you to scratch mine. It's just about a lifelong commitment to growing your network and to reaching out to others, putting more good out there. Ultimately, things will come back to you. He also talks very heavily about how you should be cultivating your existing contact base, using that for introductions to further people. Again, a principle that that I've spoken about a lot in the past for people who are kind of scared to start on the networking journey or the kind of growing the contact-based journey, say they don't know where to begin. You already have that, that existing base of contacts. So, Keith gives a lot of advice on how you can make better use of your existing contact base and how you can get them introducing you to further people. Another thing that Keith talks about is how important it is to follow up quickly. How many times have you been out there and you've met people, whether it's on the train or in a networking opportunity or just in business in general, where you've said, I'll be in touch, we'll talk about this, and you put the card in your pocket and you forget about it for a day, a week, a month, and before you know it, even by the time you do get in touch with them, it's probably too late. Keith advocates getting in touch with people 12 to 24 hours after you've actually met them. But look, that's three things. This book is nearly 400 pages long, and like I say, it takes account of social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all your favourite platforms. I definitely recommend you read it or get an audiobook and listen to it. So that's Never Eat Alone, and that's my first book review.